When you think of what's happening in the world today and the careers of the 21st century that our students are preparing for, they're really going to need a whole different set of skills than what we needed when we were growing up. And those principles of science, technology, engineering, and math are going to be crucial for them to prepare themselves to take advantage of those careers for the future. Today we have some small clusters and pieces of a STEM program. What we're trying to do differently is to make sure it's integrated throughout our schools and there's a K-12 focus. And we're really excited about that philosophy.
The Fabrication Lab is going to offer opportunities for our students to do real-life science and engineering in ways that we have never been able to provide for them before. A Fabrication Lab is a unique design and prototyping center that allows students to take their ideas and turn them into reality.
Fabrication labs use computers that run easy-to-use design software, which are then linked to cutting-edge production machinery, such as a super printer that creates three-dimensional plastic forms from a sand-like material. The labs are meant to stimulate creativity and spark innovation.
I could see the FabLab giving me more power to make what I would like to make instead of having to look at the textbook's diagrams.
Well, I want to have a fabrication lab because engineering is such a big thing, and in the next years they've predicted that engineering will become bigger and bigger, so I have a better chance of becoming an engineer.
It would be really good for our first robotics team because we can then build the parts that we want to build and not have to really go through the process of trying to build something and either not being able to build it because it's too hard of a piece to make with the machines we have, or just we make errors and everything, and these machines are just really precise.
A Fab Lab would be incredibly cool to have because it's just newer tools, they do a lot more, they're more precise. The possibilities are way more endless compared to what we already have.
They come up with some idea, they begin with some kind of a sketch, and off they go in the Fab Lab. What we're trying to do here is to expose students to what these fields are. I think it's good preparation for introducing them and exposing them to engineering and applied math. We create a digital file, and now we're going to put that into a machine.
I get to visit lots of schools and classrooms, and the one thing I notice is when students are engaged in their work, that's exciting learning for them, and that's real life learning, and that's what I think will be a huge benefit, is that here's another program that uses the skills and content taught in the classroom and apply in a setting that I think kids are going to respond to.
This Fab Lab is about making things real, making things practical, letting them know that the education that they're getting is useful. It makes things, it leads to solutions to real problems.
I can see the Fabrication Lab making a difference for me, as in it would show me how the math that I learned in school and science would all come together.
The point I'm just making is that it is an algebraic function which you can understand.
I knew it had a lot to do with math. I knew that was there, I didn't know what the math would be. And it's surprising that I actually knew what the math was, I never knew how to apply that math.
Well, I think it puts meaning to their learning. I think all of us, whether we're children or adults, if we have context and application to what we're learning, we have that emotional connection to that, and that makes learning fun. And learning that's fun is easier to experience and it's retained longer.
The Fabrication Laboratory is a significant part of creating a high-end curriculum that teaches and empowers our students to solve future challenges through sparking curiosity, fueling creativity, and instilling a lifelong passion for innovation.
You know, watching students experience the Fabrication Lab for the first time is really quite exciting, and I think that opportunity is something that we would be very remiss if we couldn't provide that for our students.
Right now, 1 in 7 jobs in the state of Minnesota are STEM related. Well, that number is only going to increase. And again, our job is about preparing kids for their future, whatever it may be, whatever field it might be. Our students deserve the same opportunities as students in other school districts around us, and evidence is clear that our students need these skills as we prepare them for their lives in the 21st century and the careers that they're going to face.
Our students are ready to change the world. Now it's our responsibility to make sure that that actually happens. The partnership plan, together with the Hubbard Foundation, Anderson Corporate Foundation, and the generous gifts from people like you, can help make this a reality.